Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Happy Sunday. You are welcome to today's program, Managing Diabetics. How are you guys? I'm about a few minutes late, about 6 minutes late. All right. So, how are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. We meet again. All right. We'll meet again. Where are all of you? Join the program and let's get it out going. I have only 2 hours today, because I have to stop by 10 o'clock. So this is 8 o'clock, so we have 2 hours. All right, so let's see what we can discuss today on this program. Today's topic is going to be natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. Yesterday we touched about it briefly. Today we are going to dive into it more concisely and discuss what is insulin sensitivity and what is insulin resistance. Just the opposite of each other. So that is what we are going to discuss today. All right, so get your pen and paper if you have to write things down. Get your pen and paper to write your things down. In the meantime, if my audio is not clear, please kindly let me know if my audio is not clear to adjust my audio. And also, once you join the program, kindly indicate on the comment section where you're watching from to acknowledge your presence. So once again, today we shall be discussing natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. As I said earlier on, yesterday we discussed about it briefly. Just on a side note, we discussed about it briefly. And today is the main topic. We shall dive into insulin sensitivity. And these are some of the terminologies used in treating diabetics. So if you're not conversant with diabetics, diabetics have its own language and terminologies that we use to discuss diabetics. But most of the time, I tend to use the common layman language that you can understand and apply it yourself than using the medical terminologies that is going to get you confused at the end of the program. So once more, you are welcome to today's topic, natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. All right. While I'm waiting for anybody to come online, let me keep grabbing my tea. Okay, I'm going to share a link as usual for those who wants to join the program live. All right. For those who want to join the program live, if you wish to join the program live, now that I'm live, you can use the link below. You can use the link on the comment section that I'm going to post now to join the program. If you have anything to share, your experiences living with diabetics, or if you have a question or you have a comment, you can use that link that is in the comment section to join. All you have to do is to open it in your browser, in your iPad, phone, or laptop, and then follow the instructions on how to join the program live. And I'm going to bring you in once I see you requesting to come online. Then I'm going to bring you in. All right. So that is the link I just posted on the comment section. All right. All right. So I've posted the link. This is the link on the comment section. Okay, I've posted the link. on the comment sections. So all right, so that is the link. You can use the link. The link is posted in the comment section. If you have any concern, any question, or you want to share your experience living with diabetics, you can use that link on the comment section. Open it in your browser, in your laptop, iPhone, or iPad, and follow the instruction on how to join the program. And once I see a request from you, I'm going to bring you in, and then you can now ask your question or share your experience, or if you have any comment. All right. So that is the link in there on the comment section. Use that link on the comment section and follow the instructions. All right. So welcome to today's program. Welcome to today's program. I'm just waiting for the number to get up. I'm just waiting for the number to come up, and then I'm waiting for the people to join the program. So let's just wait for about 5 minutes. Let's give them 5 minutes so that I don't have to do any repetition. So I'm just going to hang around for 5 minutes before going into the topic in detail. So I'm waiting for people to come online, join the program, and then we start. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any question now, feel free to ask your question. If you have any question, feel free to ask your question. All right. Why am I sweating this morning? All right. How are you guys? How are you guys? How are you guys? I'm waiting for everybody to join, and then we'll start. I'm looking at the number. Let's see how many people come online, and then we'll start the program in detail. So let's exercise patience. Diane, you're welcome. Good morning, my time. Good morning, my time, or good afternoon, your time. So we're going to wait and see. Let's just wait for 5 minutes. I'm looking at the number of people joining. Once the number gets to at least get to a certain number, then we can start. But if you have any question, you can ask me now, so I can use the question to delay a little bit while everybody join the program. So if you have any question at the moment, feel free to ask your question. Okay, feel free to ask your question, and then I'm waiting for everybody to join the program. I'm just cleaning my eyeglasses, my reading. Today is a beautiful day. It's sunny on my side. I don't know how is your weather in that area, but it's a beautiful day. The temperature is okay, but I don't know why I'm sweating a little bit this morning. All right. Okay. Diane, how are you? You have any question for me before we start to discuss the topic on the screen there? We shall be discussing, yesterday we touched it briefly, so today we're going to be discussing it in details. Okay, not yet, all right. For those, there's a link, I've shared the link. Anybody who wants to join the program live can use the link on the comment section there to join the program live. All you have to do is open it in your browser or download it or your iPad, and then follow the instruction on how to join the program live. And once I receive a request from you, I'm going to bring you in. All right. So today we shall be discussing natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. You know, as I said, diabetics have terminologies. If you're not a diabetic, you're going to find it very difficult to understand the language of diabetics. All right. Chembo Lucy, you're welcome. If you're not a diabetic, from Sunday morning. Yeah, Lucy, you're welcome. So if you're not a diabetic, you're going to find it very difficult to understand the terminologies used. So when we can you say insulin sensitivity, and if you're not a diabetic, you don't know what is insulin sensitivity. If you say insulin resistance, you don't know what is insulin resistance, or people don't even know the meaning of what is insulin. So that is why if you're diabetics, there's a way we communicate using the language. So yesterday we touched it briefly when I was discussing natural ways to reverse your pre-diabetics. I did touch it briefly, but it's on insulin resistance. And today is going to be insulin sensitivity. We're going to discuss. All right, I'm going to dive into it more. Juma J, you are welcome. How are you? You're welcome. You are welcome. All right. Okay. So if you have your pen and paper, you can grab them in case if you want to write things down. So what are the natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity? Now, what I'm talking about is what are the ways? If you are having insulin resistance, what can you do naturally to improve it from being insulin resistant to insulin sensitivity? And I've told you guys what is insulin resistance means. Insulin resistance means when your cells of your body don't have access to the excess glucose that is floating in your bloodstreams. Your cells they are not going for your cells that requires that excess glucose are not looking for your normal sugar range. For instance, if your normal sugar range is within the target ranges, it is not over, it is not below. Say your sugar level, your glucose level is within the target range. Your cells don't depend on your target range glucose. Okay? So I don't know what okay, let me use. Say for instance, let me use this, my teacup. Okay? Let's say, you see how my hand is? This is the range. Your sugar level have to be normal, have to be between the bottom of this cup and the top. Anything in between is okay. That is your normal sugar range. So anything in between this bottom and top here is your normal sugar range. Anything above it is excess. So if your sugar level is in between if your sugar level is in between the bottom and the top, just in between anywhere here, your cells don't touch it. Your cells of your body don't touch this normal sugar range. No, your cells only depend on the excess. Any sugar that is excess, that is what it depends on. Okay, it does not depend on the normal ones. No. So when we say insulin resistant, is if the cells of your body, your muscles, your body is filled with a lot of muscles. So we refer them as cells and tissues. So if they don't have access to that excess glucose, that is what we call insulin resistance. That means your cells are not responding to the insulin. Until they get access to those excess glucose, then it means insulin sensitivity. It means they are responsive. Your cells are responding to insulin. So your cells, the tissues of your body are only, okay, when we say insulin resistant, it must have access to those excess glucose floating in your bloodstreams. That is the excess of your cells, tissues of your muscle. That is what they use as fuel. That is what they use. They combine it as fuel, as the energy, the fuel in your tank. Without the fuel in your tank, your car cannot start. So that is what your body uses as energy. So anytime your sugar level goes above normal range, your brain sends a signal to get rid of those excess and then supply it to the cells of your muscle to be used as fuel. That is why you see people healthy, those that are not diabetics, that is how their body, they're able to get energy to do most of the things they're doing. So anytime your sugar level just increases above the normal range, your brain sends a signal, okay, there's a excess fuel that your body needs. Okay, and then the insulin goes and get rid of it and supply it to the cells and tissues of your muscles, and then now your muscles start using it as energy that you need. And if the excess glucose is too much, that it cannot fit into the cells of the muscle. It is stored in your liver and fat to be used later again. So that is how your body functions. So that is what we call insulin sensitivity. So what I'm talking this morning is which ways, what are the natural ways for you to improve that insulin resistance to insulin sensitivity so that your cells of your muscle can be responsive to insulin. So what are the natural ways? What can you do so that your body wouldn't be resistant to insulin, rather to be responsive to insulin? So that is what I'm trying to discuss this morning with you guys. Good afternoon, watching from Zambia. Nalu, you're welcome. Okay. So let me go to my. So insulin sensitivity refers to how responsive your cells are to insulin. Okay. You may be able to improve it by getting more sleep and exercise and eating certain health promotion food. Okay. This is just my description of what I just explained to you guys now. This is just a description of what we are going to discuss today. So once I finish giving my intros, then we'll go to the steps, those natural ways, what you can do to improve your insulin sensitivities. All right. So let me remove it. And let me remove this so we can concentrate. Yetunde, you are welcome. Happy Sunday. So that is what we are discussing today. Insulin sensitivity. Okay, it refers to how responsive your cells are to insulin. You may be able to improve it by getting more sleep and exercise and eating certain health promotion food. Let me see what Juma says. My doctor didn't confirm to me if I have diabetics or not. He just told me I have high sugar in me and the highest cholesterol level he has seen since he started his profession. He said I should be careful and treat it as an emergency. Also, I should not have any wound on my feet. However, doc, I always have some wounds on my fried food, but it heals within 3 to 4 days. Well, I don't know if your doctor did not tell you if you're diabetics, even though your sugar level is high. So even though your sugar level is high, and you have the highest cholesterol level. That since he started his medical profession, this is the first time to see the highest cholesterol level in you. He said that you should be careful to treat it as emergency. Listen, Juma, I believe your doctor did a blood test to find out that your sugar level is high and your cholesterol level is high. Once your sugar level is high, okay, I don't know why he cannot treat you as a diabetic. Okay, forget about the wounds. Forget about the wound that healed 3 to 4 days. Yeah, Lipitor is to treat. Lipitor is for the cholesterol. Lipitor is for the cholesterol. Okay, he prescribed you Lipitor. Lipitor is for the cholesterol. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is that this your doctor. One thing you have to understand. Okay, not all doctors know how to treat diabetics. They are doctors, but they don't know. Most of them don't know how to treat diabetics. If you're lucky to have a doctor that knows how to treat diabetics, you'll be in a safe hand. But if your doctor runs a blood work and sees that your sugar level is high, and then he sees that your cholesterol level is the highest he has ever seen, then why is he not treating you as a diabetic? Why is he telling you to treat it as an emergency? There's nothing like an emergency in glucose levels. Because what happened now, I told you guys that you can have diabetics for 2 years without no symptoms until you fall seriously sick. And by the time you get to the hospital, it's already too late. Now, you are a diabetic, Juma. No doubt about it. You are a diabetic. And what is happening now, because you are not treating your diabetics, is now causing you to have bad cholesterol. And that bad cholesterol can lead you to have a stroke, heart attack, or even sudden death. I want you to write it down. If he says that this is the first time to see the highest cholesterol level in you since he started his profession, that is a damning report on your health. Because cholesterol will lead you three things: stroke, heart attack, or sudden death. Because the Lipitor he prescribed to you is for the cholesterol. So what happened is, because we are not treating the underlying causes of that cholesterol, of your diabetes, now it's triggering you to have cholesterol issue. The next thing now, you're going to be hypertensive. So I don't have your record here, but from what I'm reading here, you are definitely a diabetic. You are definitely a diabetic. Okay, there's no two ways about it. But my concern is, he says, since his profession, this is the highest he has ever seen in your cholesterol levels. That's a damning report on your health. And bad cholesterol can cause you three damning fatal injury: stroke, heart attack, or sudden death. There's three things if you have the highest cholesterol levels. So you might go to sleep one day and never wake up. So the Lipitor, yeah. So if he says on the report, on the test, he wrote high risk, yeah. So you're a diabetic. Okay, you are a diabetic, and then look at the cholesterol. That is why he said, okay, he says high risk. The cholesterol is too high. You can go to sleep one night and never wake up. That is why he prescribed you Lipitor. Lipitor is for the cholesterol. Okay, but he didn't give you any medication for the diabetics. He's supposed to treat you as a diabetic. Everything that diabetics is supposed to handle your situation as a diabetic. You have to treat the underlying causes. So I was advise you, Juma, to seek second opinion from another doctor. If the doctor cannot treat you as a diabetic, I would advise you to seek a second opinion from another doctor. Go to another doctor, find a good doctor that can treat diabetes, and then take it from there, because he's classifying you as a high risk because of the cholesterol. As I said, three things can occur when you have a bad cholesterol, which is very, very high: sudden death, heart attack, or stroke. Any of these three things can occur to you at any time. All right. So what you have to do is, he have to treat you as a diabetic by giving you all the prescriptions, and then you have to avoid certain food. And the most important thing now is you have to exercise. You have to involve a lot of exercise, eating healthy food, avoid salt food that contains a lot of salt. Okay, because the next thing, you're going to be hypertensive. If you don't treat that diabetes, it's going to lead you to be hypertensive. And the more you have the more you use. Yeah, so if he told you to use metformin last week, so why is he telling you to treat like as an emergency? So which means, so since you are using metformin, then it means he knows that you're diabetic. So you have to continue taking that metformin. And then the Lipitor. Okay, the Lipitor is for the cholesterol. So you have to continue taking that metformin according to the prescription together with the Lipitor. But at the same time, okay, you must exercise. Start exercising. Take a walk. Exercise is very important. If you want to get this cholesterol down very fast, okay, you want to get this cholesterol down very fast, and your sugar level, exercise is very important. If you can exercise continuously for 1 month, you see that this thing will start coming down. So I don't know how old you are, but if you cannot do active exercise, take a walk. Okay, you take a walk, go to your street, walk about 1 kilometer or half a kilometer today. The next day, do another half kilometer. Just if you know you cannot do, you are an elderly person, you are not all that young, walking is what you can do. Walking, find a good street and walk half a kilometer or 1 kilometer. Do it every day continuously, and then change your dieting. Stop eating food that contains a lot of oil. Okay, change your dieting, eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. Okay, drink a lot of water, avoid salty food, keep away from salty food. Okay, use healthy oil like olive oil or avocado oil, or 100% vegetable. If the vegetable is not 100%, don't use it. Okay, but exercise is the catalyst. With your situation, okay, you're 39 years old, you're still young, so you can still go to football field and run on a football field. Okay, you can go on a football field, run, just take a jog, run, do it every day constantly. Exercise can bring it down. Exercise can correct this thing with your lipitor, and exercise you get a better result. But at 39, I don't know why you should allow your cholesterol to be so bad. At 39, I don't know why you should allow your cholesterol to be so bad. Okay, so with the lipitor you are taking, the metformin you are taking, you have to involve exercise. Exercise is the catalyst to reverse this trend. If you can do exercise constantly for a month, you see that, and then eat healthy, you see that the trend is going to be coming down. The arteries are going to be opening. There'll be no clog in your arteries. Because what I'm trying to tell you now, at 39, for instance, the way you are now, Juma, the way you are now, by the time you walk you do only 5 walk, you get tired so easily. Am I telling the truth? You see that you cannot even walk more than 1 minute, you are tired already. At 39, you say, but you get fatigued easily. Even to enter a car or get up from the bed, you're always tired because your cholesterol is too bad and it's clogging your arteries. Blood is not flowing properly. Oxygen is not reaching to your brain. You're always tired. At 39, why should you be tired? You should be supposed to be very strong. So exercise is very important. Exercise is where you got to involve. At 39, when I was at your age, I'm in the field. Okay, you got to go to the field. Africa has field. Run, take a jog in your field. Okay, take a walk. There are a lot of mountain in Zambia. There, you're from Zambia, you're in Zambia. There are a lot of mountain, hilly mountain. You can go mountain, walk, run down the mountain, do it constantly. You see that the trend is going to be coming back to avoid heart attack, stroke. My own scare is stroke, because the next thing you're going to get at that night is to get stroke. Stroke is if your cholesterol is too bad, if you are lucky not to get heart attack, if you are lucky not to get heart attack, you're going to get stroke. Stroke comes easily when your cholesterol is too high. That's when you get paralyzed. So to avoid that stroke, you have to. So yeah, so you can't be, your cholesterol is too bad. So to avoid that stroke, except you are extremely unlucky to get heart attack, but what you are going to get now is a stroke. So you wake up one day, you see that one of your hand or one of your face or one of your leg is not functioning anymore because the cholesterol is too high. And you are at 39, you are too young to have stroke. So if I were you, starting tonight, tomorrow I'll start I'll go start finding a place to be exercising constantly, drinking a lot of water, avoiding all those food. And you see that within 1 month, you see the difference in your cholesterol level, your sugar level, and then you start getting yourself back to normal. And then you keep it going that way. Avoid those things they ask you not to avoid. All those your traditional food. Yeah, Diane is right. Okay, all those traditional food, you got to stop them and eat healthy. A lot of vegetables and fruit is what you are going to be eating. So you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. Okay, with what I'm saying, you got to, because stroke is what comes easily when your cholesterol is too high. And at 39, you don't want to have stroke at 39. It means for the rest of your life, you're going to be, there's no worth living when half of your body is not functioning. You are still too young to have stroke. At 39, you are still too young to have stroke. So better go and start exercising, taking your lipidos, and then exercise. Juma, I respect your religion, okay, but for now, religion doesn't count. What are you sure you're going to make it after Ramadan? You're not even sure if you're going to make it after Ramadan with your condition. So don't put religion first before your head. Your head comes first before religion. As of now, I'm telling you, head first before religion. It's when you are alive and healthy, you practice your religion. Do you see somebody who is in the grave practicing Ramadan? When you're in the grave, nothing like Ramadan. You're already gone. Okay, for now, Ramadan stay behind. Your health comes first before Ramadan. It's when you are healthy, you practice your religion. For now, you are not healthy. So for now, keep Ramadan out of your sight. Ramadan can take a back seat. God knows, your Allah knows that you are sick, you need help. So even if you don't practice your Ramadan, He will forgive you. But if you are in your grave, Ramadan doesn't. There's no Ramadan in the grave. Okay, you are gone forever. So you got to first of all get your health back, be healthy, and then you do your Ramadan. There's Ramadan next year. If you don't do Ramadan this year, there's Ramadan coming next year. But first of all, get health. Make sure you are healthy so that next year you can complete the Ramadan you didn't do today. God will forgive you. Allah will forgive you. So don't for you telling me Ramadan now. Are you sure you're going to be alive to finish that Ramadan if you don't go and take it seriously? So my advice is for you: put Ramadan behind now. Tell Ramadan bye-bye. Go and get yourself healthy first. All right. So that's my advice. But I respect your religion. You have the final say. All right. So let's go to let me see what Lucy says. It's true. I always die. Some don't know anything about diabetes. I hope you, Jay. I hope you read what Lucy said. I had very high cholesterol, and he kept treating cholesterol until someone told me to do blood sugar test, which was 24 at the time. That's So I hope you are reading what Lucy said. So you're going to learn from others that have passed through that situation. So Lucy, thank you for your update. And also Diane, you see what Diane is recommending you instead of frying. Yeah, Diane is right also. Okay. And then yeah, I've addressed this one. And then Diane says pumpkin seed are very good. Yeah, pumpkin seed is good also, yes. And then that's all right. So a word is enough for a wise. So let's go back to what we are discussing. So I was trying to discuss natural ways to improve your insulin sensitivity. And I said insulin refers to how responsive your cells are to insulin. Okay, it's the opposite of insulin resistance, when your cells are not responding and not having access to your insulin to get rid of the excess glucose in your bloodstreams. That is insulin resistance. It's the opposite of each other. Now, insulin is an essential. We know insulin is a hormone. Okay, it's essential that it controls your blood sugar levels. When your pancreas senses high sugar level, it makes more insulin to overcome the resistance and reduce your blood sugar levels. That is the responsibility or the role of insulin, is to control your blood sugar levels. When pancreas senses elevation in your sugar level, it makes more insulin, the insulin to overcome the resistance. So when your cells are not accessing glucose, with the help of insulin, it helps to overpower that resistance so that to give access to cells to the excess glucose. Okay. Now over time, it can deplete the pancreas of insulin producing cells, which is common to type 2 diabetics. All right. Also, prolonged high blood sugar can damage nerves and organs. Those are the complications. If you have insulin resistance, you have a greater chance of developing the pre-diabetics. Other risk factors include family history of type 2 diabetes and obesity. I've said that several times. Now, let's look at least I'll be able to give you guys about 10 or more natural ways. 10 or more natural ways to deal with your, let's see something. So let's look at ways you can naturally, when I say naturally, we're talking about handling the situation without medication. Okay, what are the ways? Number one, okay, first of all, number one is get more sleep. Number one is get more sleep. Okay, getting enough sleep. As I told you guys, if you're diabetics, you must at least guarantee yourself 8 hours sleep every day. You must guarantee yourself 8 hours sleep every day. If you have enough sleep, it helps your body to manage diabetics. Anything less than 8 hours make it harder. You still manage your diabetics, but it's going to make it harder for you to manage it properly. But as a diabetic, you must each night guarantee yourself 8 hours. You must have enough sleep. that also improve your insulin sensitivity and avoid resistance. Okay, so catching up on lost sleep can have reverse the effect of insulin resistance. Okay, a lack of sleep can increase insulin resistance. Getting more sleep can help reverse its effect. Okay, sleep is very important. Don't neglect sleep. It's very important. Jay, do you have more questions? Anybody have more question? Okay, so sleep is number one. Make sure you get enough sleep. Okay, so I'm not going to spend much time on this. We all know what it is, but make sure you guarantee yourself 8 hours sleep every night. 8 hours sleep is very important for a diabetic. Let's go to number two. Number two, you guys know that this one I'm not going to waste much time. We touched about it a lot already. Exercise. Exercise is important. Exercise is important. If you love yourself, first of all, you have to love yourself before you love another person. If you are married, you have kids, the love starts from yourself. If you don't have love within yourself, you can't love your child, you can't love your husband, you can't love your parent. First of all, you have to love yourself before you be able to love somebody. First of all, please yourself before you start pleasing any other person. Don't first of all please somebody before you please yourself. You're doing yourself injustice. Just know that for sure. Anything you are doing on this life, first of all, put yourself first. Please yourself before extending pleasure to another person. If you cannot please yourself, then you'll be able to please somebody else. If you are in a relationship, you are married, you have kids, okay, that does not mean you should, as a parent, you shouldn't put your children first. No. All right. Your family as a whole comes first. Now, when you are as a family, when you are married in a relationship, have kids, the entire family comes first. So any decision you are making, you have to put that family into consideration first before extending it to outsiders. But if you are not in a relationship, you are alone, you are not married, you don't have kids, you have to first of all please yourself before pleasing your friends. But when you are married or in a relationship and have kids, or you're a single mother or you're a single father, once you have a child, you are not a family person, you're no more individual. You still classify you as a family. Now your family comes first before another family. So it's the same thing, either you as an individual or as a family. Your family, you please your family first before pleasing any other person. Don't please another family and leave your family in penury. So for exercise, what I'm just giving you guys this analogy is for exercise, you have to first of all keep yourself healthy, love yourself to say, you know what, I need this exercise so that I can live for my family. Because whatever you are doing, once you have children, you have family, now whatever you are doing, you have to put your family into consideration. And I keep narrating and I keep hitting on this exercise. Exercise is very important. More important, dieting, exercise. These two things, if you're diabetic, dieting, exercise is the key to living a healthy life with managing diabetics. Do not, you can do away with medication, you can put the medication aside, but I'm not encouraging that. But you see exercise, you see dieting, if you can hold these two things consistently and nobody can make you miss exercise one day, I rather, hey, if this is going to come between my friendship between you and you, goodbye. If my exercising and dieting is going to be a burden for our friendship, goodbye. I'm ready to walk away from you, goodbye. These two things are key to living healthy and managing diabetics. Exercise plays a vital role. Dieting plays a vital role. If you have these two things, you don't need to be on medication. Okay? If you have these two things, you don't need to be on medication. Exercise is going to take about 50% of your diabetic situations out, wipe it out. And then you manage the remaining 50%. If you are eating healthy and exercising consistently, you can miss medication for 2 days and still your sugar level is going to still be normal. You won't worry about anything. because exercise keep your sugar level in check. It awakens the beta cells to keep producing enough insulin to take care of your excess glucose levels. And you walk into a laboratory, say, take my blood, because you already know the answer. You already know the answer when the result comes out that my sugar level is going to be steady, because you know what we are doing. I walk in, when I go to do my blood work, I don't need to worry about it. I already know what the answer is going to be. And when I look at it online, it's normal, because I'm consistent to those two things. I choose when to take my medication or not to take it. I'm not supposed to be on medication. There's some out of curiosity, I just take one medication. But my exercising and my dieting take care of my worry of those complications. So exercise is very important. Exercise. Never play with exercise. And you're then dieting. You can do this two things consistently. You see that your worries about diabetes is less. You will not even know that you have a diabetes. Sometimes I don't even know that I'm a diabetic. Sometimes I don't even know, because I don't have the complications. I'm nothing to worry about. There's nothing for you to worry about. When I see when people come to me and I see them, I tend to them all the time. But when I see their situation, I say, why can't you guys do what the simple necessary thing they ask you to do? Why? Why you find it very difficult to do the necessary thing they ask you to do? Just exercise. Eat this food, don't eat this food. Why are you making it more complications that you are? If you look at a young person in 30s, in 40s, but diabetes have made them look like they're in their 80s. Their weight is like they are quarter to go. Exercise, dieting is the key. You exercise, you eat what they ask you to eat, those balanced food. Medication is on third one on the side, and then you live your normal life. Okay, so I'm not going to waste more time on exercise. Exercise is another way that you can naturally improve your insulin sensitivity. So I've said this enough. I'm not going to go into that. Let's go to number 3. Good morning, Banosa. Okay, all right. You're welcome. All right. You're welcome. Okay, so now let's go to number 4. Okay, number 3. Sorry about that. Number 3. Let me remove this one. You guys also know this one is reduce stress. Okay, I'm not going to spend much time on this one again, because you guys, those that have been following me for a long time, knows about this one, stress. Even we touched it yesterday. There are 3 things I told you guys that can spike up your sugar level. Stress is a symptom of diabetes. You guys know about that, because stress, if you're under stress all the time, it's going to spike up your sugar level. Now, one thing, infection also is a symptom of diabetes, and if you have any infection, it's going to spike up your sugar level and make it very difficult to manage your diabetes. Skipping meals also spike up your sugar level, and it's going to make you to have insulin resistance. So you guys know about stresses. For those that have been following me for a long time, know that we are not going to spend much time on stress, because you guys know that stress inhibits your sugar levels, so you won't be able to manage it properly. So all I have to say to you guys is reduce your stress. Anything that's going to make you to be stressed, stay away from it. Anything that is going to increase your stress level, that is going to worsen your situation as a diabetic, stay away from it. If you find that you have a friend that all the time, when you are with your friend, instead of making you happy, he's putting pressures on you or nagging, cut that friendship. Stay away from that friend, because you know being around such friend is going to spark up increase your stress level, and at the same time your sugar level goes high. So if you have a friend that anytime you are around that person, instead of relaxing you, is all the time argument or nagging and putting your stress, your health comes forward. Cut that friendship. And if you're in a relationship or married, either your wife, your husband, or you have any children that is diabetics, please, I beg you, reduce your arguments with your wife or with your husband, whichever that is diabetics. Anything that is going to put them under stress, try to get rid of it. Remember, if you have a diabetic in the family, it changes the psychology of the whole family. If you have 4 kids or you have 2 kids, you have your husband, you have your wife, and you have 2 kids, and one child is diabetic, it changes the psychology of that family. There's a burden now on that family. What that child needs from you is care and love. You have to show love. If you're a father that always, every small slighted thing, you start nagging, you get annoyed. Once you have a child that is diabetic, that you must, and that hot temper have to stop. Even if you feel that you want to annoy, just get outside, go outside, get your annoyance, cool down, and come back. Because when that child sees you annoyed, because children can read. You see, children are more sensitive than adults. Children can tell when their father is high or their mother is. They are very, very sensitive. You can't. Children don't think they are stupid. At this how small they are, they learn fast. So if anything that is going to put them under stress, or your husband, even if you're a nagging wife and your husband is diabetic, that nagging have to stop, because what they need is care. Because the more you nag, the more you shoot up their blood sugar level. So it's vice versa. Never be in a situation where you are going to be under stress all the time. Because one thing is going to happen, your adrenaline, your body is going to release adrenaline, and that adrenaline is what is going to spike up your sugar level. Because that adrenaline is going to interfere with your insulin. Okay? Once your body releases that adrenaline, it's going to interfere the way your insulin responds. And because it's going to make it now insulin resistance, and because of insulin resistance, glucose is not going to be entering the cells, and it's going to spike up your sugar level. So stress is not good. Okay, stress is not good for somebody living with diabetes. So I encourage everybody, either in or out of relationship or marriage, or have children or have kids, if any of you is diabetics, try as much as you can to curtail the way both of you argue, fight, iron issues, because it's going to make the other person that is diabetic, the blood sugar level to spike. It's all about care. What that person needs is care, because it's a long-time care. And there's going to be mood changes. Also, what you have to understand as a diabetic, there are mood changes that occur naturally. So sometimes you might have a child, all of a sudden the mood changes. Don't get it personal. Don't be annoyed. He might be happy with you 1 minute, the next minute the mood changes. Understand that child doesn't understand what diabetes is all about. The hormone is changing the mood, and sometimes the child might be disturbing or might be annoying. What that child needs is tolerate that annoyance, give him love or give her love, because diabetes can make you have mood changes. You can imagine a child that is 8, 10 years old. He doesn't know what diabetes is all about. He's going through something. It's you that, as a parent, that knows what diabetes is. For the rest of his life, he's going to live with that illness. Okay, so there are mood changes that is going to come in. Okay, so instead of increasing the stress level of that child, or the husband or the wife, try to understand, play it down, and work with them. They need love and care. Okay, so I'm going to leave that stress. Avoid stress at any time. Anything that is going to make you be under stress, cut it off. Cut it off. If you have a friend that is going to, anytime you are around that friend, it's already, they didn't cut that friendship off. And look for a friend that's going to understand your situation. All right. If you are married, I'm not going to ask you to walk away from your marriage. It's all about talking it over with your husband. That's why I have to give you guys those advice. Are there going to be a problem in that marriage? Yes. Once you have a diabetes, there's going to be a problem, because in terms of dieting, special need, that child that is diabetic is going to get a special need, okay, from other children. So they are going to, they're going to be tense. They're going to be stressed on that family in terms of tensions. But you guys, as adults, as parents, have to understand, have to work it out. Do not argue in front of that child that is diabetic. Go away. Both of you can go away outside the compound and try to iron it and come back home, relax. So I'm not going to put more issue on this stress. Let's go to number 4. Number four is lose a few pounds. Yesterday, we talked about it yesterday, about reducing your weight. You know, Grace, you're welcome. Banuso, why is your Banuso, why is your profile doesn't have your face? Yeah, I see something like a, I don't know, emoji. Is there anything you're? Is it, all our fans here, we know, all our fans here, I know their faces except you. All my fans here, I know their faces except you. What is going on? Are you hiding something? You don't want them to know your face? Your profile? Banuso. Grace, you're welcome. So losing few pounds is necessary in insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity. Why am I saying so? Okay. Excess weight, especially belly fat, okay, reduces insulin sensitivity, okay, and increases the risk of type 2 diabetes by making hormone that promote insulin resistance in the muscles and liver. So you have to, yesterday we talked about it, about losing weight. When you're diabetics, another thing you have to worry about is your weight. And that's why you have to worry about the types of food you eat. Calories comes in now. You have to worry about calories. Food that contains high in calories, you have to stay away from them. You need about 2,000 grams of calories per day. Anything in excess of 2,000 pounds per day, then it's too much. So reducing your belly fat is very necessary. And that is why I said to you guys, this happens especially in Africa. When you see those men that has belly, their belly is like, you see some men, you see their stool belly, there's like a pregnant woman that has 4 kids in them. And they tell you, oh, it's a sign of good living. No, that's not a sign of good, that's illness. That's illness. Gone are those days, not now. Every man you see, every man wants to have a flat tummy. Because now people understand that that tummy is illness. So when you start developing belly fat, you have to get it down as soon as possible. Don't allow belly fat to come in. As soon as you notice that you are growing belly fat, go into the gym, start exercising, watch what you eat, reduce your calorie intake, and start getting it down. Because that is trending towards diabetics or pre-diabetics. Okay? So there are a lot of exercises you can do at home, even in your living room. And also, you have to worry about your calorie intake. Calories plays a vital role in terms of the sweetness you use, and again, in terms of your food. All those processed food you eat in the takeaway, you have to avoid them because the trans fat, saturated fat oil they use, or the trans fat oil they use, all those things make you to gain weight. And I've told you guys yesterday how to notice when you start getting weight, you can tell through the size of your pant. When you start wearing your pant from your waistline, you can see that a pant that normally fits you easily all of a sudden cannot fit you anymore. For you to zip up or to button it becomes very hard. It means you are getting weight and you have to start shortening it down immediately. So so losing weight is an effective way to lose belly fat, increase insulin sensitivity, and reduce your chance of developing type 2 diabetes and even pre-diabetes. So you have to make sure you reduce your belly fat. So once you start noticing belly fat, now get it off. Get it off. And I said yesterday, women are different. The way women body are made is different from a man. A woman might be slim, nice curve in her teens, but as soon as she starts having children, even her first children, you see the body start changing. They start developing a little bit of belly fat. Okay, and also women are cautious not to have belly fat. As soon as they finish childbearing, they want to get it back. You can get it back, but you cannot get it back as when you are not yet married. You can still reduce that belly fat, but it's not going to go back that way. But it's important. So what I'm trying to say, put this caveat is that don't say, oh, you go and see a lady, pick her up, she's looking pretty, and the time she start getting, she born a child for you, the body she start developing belly fat, say, oh, she's looking ugly, I don't want her anymore. No, it doesn't work that way. It's for better, for worse. When she starts bearing child for you, the body is going to change a little bit. All you have to do was both of you have to, try to exercise, change what you guys to eat. For that, it's not that she's going to get that belly fat the way it is, but you can reduce it to a normal size. But belly fat must be reduced. Once you start getting that belly fat, try as much as possible to get rid of it. Okay? In that way, you can increase your insulin sensitivity and avoid resistance of insulin. So let's go to number 5. Do you guys have any question? I see everybody is quiet. Any question? Number 5. Number 5 is eat health promoting food. Okay. So in this particular area, that is where you have to be cautious. I said to you guys on most of my video that if you are eating food, I see people say they are eating healthy, and when I look at their food, that is not even a healthy food. Okay, so what you might be eating thinking that is healthy might not be healthy to you. Now, any food that is healthy and is not balanced is not a healthy diet. So there are two different things. You might eat healthy food, but it's not a balanced diet. So it's still not yet complete. That's why they say you must eat a healthy, balanced diet for it to be a complete healthy food. So don't just go and eat a healthy food and call it balanced. It's not balanced. And I've said it to you guys several times. Any food you eat that does not contain carbohydrate is not a balanced diet. It must contain carbohydrate because your body needs it. So now, in this section of eating health-promoting food, all you have to eat is soluble fibers. In this particular section, you have to concentrate all the time on soluble fibers, not insoluble fibers. You know, we have insoluble fibers and soluble fibers. You have to concentrate on soluble fibers. If you want to increase your insulin sensitivity, there are certain changes you have to make to your diet that can help increase your insulin. This include adding or limiting various food supplements by taking more soluble fibers. Soluble fiber is very important, is the key to eating healthy. Fiber can be divided into two broad. We have the soluble and the insoluble. I've told you guys we have two types of fiber. We have the soluble and the insoluble. But I say you have to eat more soluble fibers. Soluble fibers help feed the friendly bacteria in your gut, okay, which have been linked to increased insulin sensitivity. Okay, you know there are some bacteria that you have to eat. They are good, but they are healthy bacteria. You know this is a bacteria that is healthy. Your body needs it because you need a healthy bacteria in your gut. Those bacteria are going to eat up those bad bacteria to make a chance for you to increase your insulin sensitivity. There are certain food that is being prepared with a healthy bacteria in it because your guts need it, so that it's going to eat those unhealthy bacteria. So that is why you have to go for soluble fiber that contains those friendly bacteria in your gut, that to help to increase the insulin sensitivity. Now, if you eat the insoluble fiber is going to give you the reverse of the soluble fibers. Okay. Now, so let me see what I can see. I'm going to give you the okay. Now let's look at. I'm going to give you guys an example of soluble fiber. Then we'll go back. The kinds of food you're going to eat. I'm going to give you guys an example of soluble fiber. Good morning, Denise. You're welcome. Good morning. Do diabetes give you a joint pain? Denise, diabetes give you all kinds of pain. Okay, diabetes give you all kinds of pain. If you're having a joint pain, it's going to be due to your nerve. It's going to be to your neuropathy. Okay, if it's on a joint, it could be arthritis. I don't know if it could be arthritis, and arthritis is due to an inflammation of the nerves. Okay, so diabetes give you all kinds of pains. But if you're talking about joint pain, it depends on the area. It could be there are different kinds of neuropathy. Okay, but joint pain, most of the joint pains are as a result of arthritis. Okay, and it depends on what type of arthritis, because arthritis is due to an inflammation. People that have arthritis is when your nerves have been inflamed, then you get arthritis pain. Okay, so it depends. But does it give you pains? Yes, due to neuropathy. Okay. So let's look at. I'm going to give you guys example. What is this person? I'm trying to see. I'm going to answer that question. I shared a link. I don't know why I shared a link. I'm going to share it again. I hope you get it now. I share the link. I'm sharing it now. I'm sharing the link again. Um, yes, I've shared the link. You can use that link. Okay, open it in your browser or your iPad and follow the instruction on how to join the program live. So I've shared the link on the comment section, so you can use it to join the program live. All right. So let me remove this. So as I said, you guys have to depend on soluble fibers. So what are examples of soluble fibers? We have black beans. Okay, black beans is an example of soluble fiber. We have the lima beans. I'm not going to go into them. I'm just going to give you an example of soluble fibers. Black beans are example of soluble fibers. Lima beans are example of soluble fiber. Kidney beans are example of soluble fibers. Vegetables, example of vegetables are Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are example of soluble fiber. Sweet potatoes are soluble fibers. Okay, remember that sweet potato is a root vegetable. Okay, it's a root vegetable high in potassium, beta carotene, B vitamin, and fiber. Okay, so it's a root vegetables. So they have soluble fibers. Broccoli are examples of soluble fiber, and then we have the turnips. Turnips, carrots, these are examples of soluble fibers. Avocado, in terms of fruit, is example of soluble fibers. Pears are example of soluble fiber. Figs are example of soluble fiber. Nectarines are example of soluble fibers. Apricots, apples, guava, all these are examples of soluble fiber. And when we go to nuts and seeds, we have the flax seed as example of soluble fiber. Sunflower seeds are example of soluble fiber, and then we have the hazelnut. Hazelnut are example of soluble fiber. Then let's go to grains. Oats, barley, okay, are all example of soluble fibers. So all these are example of soluble fibers. So you got to eat. Number 5, you got to eat health promoting food. An example is you got to eat more soluble fibers, not insoluble fibers. Okay, you're going to eat more soluble fibers. Now, so that is eating healthy food. Okay, you got to cut down on your carbs. Yesterday we talked about cutting down on your carbs. You got to learn how to count your carbs. Also, when you are eating soluble fibers, you also have to reduce your carb intake. Remember, those soluble fibers also contains amount of carbohydrate in them. So that's why you have to reduce the intake of your carbs and increase the intake of your soluble fibers. So that at the end of the day, they're going to come to equal to that 15 grams of carbs. So cutting down on your carbs while eating a healthy food is very necessary. Okay, and then reduce the intake of added sugar. Anything that have added sugar, added flavors must be avoided at all costs while eating a healthy food to improve your insulin sensitivity. Okay, so that is it. And then drink more of green tea. Okay, I've told you guys drinking more of green tea, apple cider vinegars are all necessary. Okay, drink a lot of green teas, and then apple cider vinegar, lime tea, lemon tea, all those things are good while trying to eat healthy, promoting foods. Okay, then avoid food that are high in trans fat. Okay, avoid food that are high in trans fat or saturated fat. I've told you guys all those things. Avoid processed food, patronizing fast food joints. All those things you have to be avoided at all costs. And then at the end of the day, you can also try supplements. Okay, you can try supplement to help you. There are certain supplements out there in the market that's going to increase your insulin sensitivity, including vitamin C, okay, probiotics, and magnesiums. All those things are supplements that can help to increase your insulin sensitivity. Vitamin C, probiotic, and magnesiums. These supplements can help you to also increase your insulin sensitivity. Or zinc. You can also take zinc, folate, and vitamin D. Okay, all these can also help to increase your okay. Uh, do you have any question? Okay, so supplement can also help you to increase your insulin sensitivity. Do you have any question? The floor is open now before we start answering questions. Do we have any question? Because I have about 4 or 5 questions here that I have to answer to conclude the program. I told you guys we're going to spend 2 hours today, so I only have less than 1 hour more to go. Who is still there? Because like everybody is not there. Can you announce who is still watching? I want to know those that are still watching. Can you announce your presence? Because the room is quiet. The room is quiet. I want to know who is still there. Denise says, what can I take for the joint pain? First of all, I can only tell you take painkillers. Grace, you are here. Okay. Denise, I can only ask you to take your painkiller since you are having a joint pain. As I said, for now, any pain, joint pain or hip pain, for now you have to start as a painkiller. Okay. Now, there are reasons why you are having joint pain. There are several reasons. When it comes to joint pain, there are several reasons why you're having a joint pain. Could it be as a result of inflammation of the nerves, arthritis? If it's arthritis, what type of arthritis is it? Age also can play a role. When you're getting older, you start experiencing joint pain. Your bone density start getting weak. Okay, because the more you get older, the more your bone density start getting weak. Okay, that is why there's a certain age you have to reach. You have to go and test your bone density. Okay. Banusa, you have not answered my question. I asked you a question before. You've not answered it, but it's okay. I know you're at work. Now, I'm answering Dennis your question. Okay, you are 40. All right. So age plays another role. The more you get older, the more your bone density get thinner. That's why there's a certain age you are going to reach. You have to go and do a bone density test. Now, there are several reasons you might have a joint pain. And as I said, it could be the type of medication you are taking. It could be an inflammation of the nerves or the blockage of the blood vessels, arteries. Blood is not flowing, reaching in those areas. Or there is, in your joint, there's some fluid, there are some hormones. You know, in your joints, while your joint move around, in that joint, there are hormones, there are fluid that's supposed to be on top of each other. So when your joints are moving, they don't feel the pain. When there's no enough fluid in those joints, it causes you to have pain. And again, inflammation of the nerves due to neuropathy or due to your diabetic situation. So at the beginning, I would say go and take a painkiller. There are some strong painkiller that can subside the pain for a number of days and reappear again. So when the pain still reappearing for 7 days, you stop that self-medication, that painkiller, and then go and see a doctor. Okay, the pain is your shoulders and elbow. Yeah, so they're all joint, they're all pain. So arthritis can happen anywhere. Inflammation of the nerves can happen anywhere, any part of your body. And if you're a diabetics, okay, once you're a diabetics, from time to time, you're going to have an inflammation of the nerves. Why you have pains in your body is due to an inflammation of your nerves. Once there's an inflamed nerves, it causes you to have pain. So at the beginning, a doctor is going to go and take a painkiller just to see. Some painkiller is going to subside that pain for a number of days and they reappear. So if you take self-medication for 7 days and then it comes back, you have to stop that self-medication to go and see a doctor. You don't take that painkiller anymore. Go and see a doctor. Now, doctor is going to pin down why you are having that joint pain to know exactly the cause of that painkiller. Remember, we don't treat the symptoms, we treat the cause of the symptoms. So doctors are going to find out why you're having that joint pain to know if it is arthritis, what type of arthritis is it? And arthritis comes in different forms when it appears in different parts of the body. If it is not arthritis, they will find out is there due to a nerve damage in those areas, or if you are having a blood clot, that blood are not flowing in those areas. If it is not that area, they look at if there's any deficiency in a hormone while you're having those pains. That is why I say for now, you're going to take a painkiller. If it lasted more than 7 days, go and see your doctor for further investigation. I believe in further investigation, because investigation is going to rule certain things in and rule certain things. That is when the doctors are going to be precise on the nature of the treatment to give you to get rid of those pains. But for now, I would say take painkiller. If that pain still subside in more than 7 days, self-medication must stop more than 7 days. That is why even in the medication they tell you, they say if you take this medication and the symptoms last for 5 days, stop, go and see a doctor, a physician. So don't self-medicate till when it is too late. They rush to the hospital and it's already too late for you. So any doctor is going to tell you take a painkiller for now and see what happens a week time. If that pain still persists, then you have to know that this is no more a painkiller issue, and then you go and see a family doctor to do further investigation to find out what is the cause of that pain in that joint. As I said to you now, okay, I've given you different reasons. There are different reasons why you have a joint pain. Age plays a vital role. And again, one more thing, you have to understand why, your weight. The more you add weight to yourself, the more you put pressure on those joints, and then you start feeling pain. Everybody, God created a human being in different ways. When God created you, because he knows that your leg carries your weight, everything from your head to your hip, your leg carries your weight. So your body structure from your head must match your weight on your leg. So if, for instance, you are thin, you're a slender person before, and you don't have any pain, and you are getting older and you are adding more weight on your body, then there'll be pressure on your joints, because now you are increasing more than what your leg is going to carry. Until you reduce those weight, then you see those joint pain is going to disappear. So that is why I say, for now, I'll ask you to take a painkiller. After that, after 5-7 days, if it persists, you go and see a doctor to do more investigation to find out what is the cause of those pains. Okay, remember, symptoms, major illnesses start with minor symptoms. Major illnesses start with minor symptoms that you just overlook it. And if you overlook it, it keeps graduating from minor to major until it becomes to the. But you say, oh, if I had known, I would have, that time I'm start feeling a migraine, I would have gone and see a doctor, but I would have been safe. Don't neglect a migraine. Don't neglect a headache. Don't neglect, no matter how minute it is. If you take a painkiller, it cures that migraine and it comes back again, then know this is more than a painkiller. Then you go, the earlier, the better. The earlier you get into the hospital, the better, because at earlier, you have options to save your life. When the symptoms is at early stage, you have several options you can do to save your life. But when you get into the hospital, when you are at the stage 3, stage 4, the more you get into those stages, your options are limited. So do not ignore certain symptoms. So for now, take painkiller. If it lasted more than 5 days, go and see your family doctor to do more investigation to find out why you are having joint pain. Okay, Denise? Good luck. All right, waiting for another question. Now, I have a couple of questions here. People are asking me. All right, I have and one more thing before I start answering these the questions I got here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions here I'm going to deal with now. You guys cannot see it. I have a question. People are sending me offline on my distant email. I have a private chat on my page. There are people who want to ask a question. They send me on a private question, so I see it on the board here. So I'm going to answer it. And some people have my WhatsApp. I see my WhatsApp is bleeping. Those that are sending me a question on WhatsApp have to wait. I'll answer it towards the end. All right. One more thing. Let me add to Denise's question. Why I said you must stop self-medicating after 7 days and see a doctor is, if you take a painkiller, it doesn't work, go and see it before you start taking other medication. Because if you're taking a diabetes medication or other medications, do not just go and be taking medication off shelves without consulting your doctor to approve it, or if it's going to interfere with your medications, so that you don't overdose yourself. So any medication apart from painkiller, but any other medication that is not painkiller, you must consult your doctor with that medication to approve it before using it, so to make sure it does not interfere with that medication. Or remember, that medication they gave you has a dosage. That medication doctor gave you has a dosage. You might go and buy another medication that have the same ingredient in that medication, okay, and has a dosage. Say, for instance, doctor prescribed you a 200 milligram of tablet. It has a certain ingredient in that medications. Then you go to a pharmacy and off shelf and buy another medication and start drinking, and that medication contains some medications in that one prescribed by your doctor. And then you buy the one you buy in off shelf have about 300 milligrams, and then you start taking it on the 200. You see, you're taking 500 dosage of the same medication. That can cause you a very health damage your kidney, liver, or even death. So which means you are taking 500 milligrams of the same drug, because the drug doctor prescribed to you has a dosage, maybe 200 milligrams. Then you say, oh, I'm feeling headache, or I'm having a body pain, and you go and buy off-shelf medications, not knowing that that medication you buy from off-shelf have some ingredients in this one doctor prescribed to you. And then the one you buy in off-shelf is about 300 milligrams. So when you add 300 milligrams to another 200 milligrams, what will happen is 500 milligrams, and doctors say, no, you cannot take more than 200 milligrams of that same drug. So you see, now you are overdosing yourself. That can cause you damage your kidney, damage your liver, or even death. That is what we call drug abuse. So any medication, apart from the one given by your doctor, you must go back to your doctor for an approval. Can I take this medication, or does it interfere with the medication prescribed to me? So you must know the golden rules while using medications. And never you share your medication with your daughter, with your son, with your husband, with your father, with your mom. No, it is not permissible. Because the medication given to you is prescribed according to the underlying illness of your health status. Your daughter is not going to take the same dosage of drug you at 40 is taking. Your daughter might not have the same underlying illness with you. Your father that is at 80 years old and you are 50 years cannot take the same dosage of drug that you are taking. So that is why you can never, even though you are trying to help, never you share your personal medication with nobody, because you might give somebody your medication and he drinks and die. You might be liable for a jail time, because that is drug abuse. You are not supposed to share your drugs. They might say, call you poison that person, because when they do a postmortem and see a certain drug, they want to find out who gave them that drug. And you're not a physician, so why did you share your drug with? So you might go in for it, even though they're looking at it, I want to help my husband, I want to help my daughter. No, the law doesn't look at it that way. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So that is why you do not share your medication. At no time share your medication with any member of your family. If they are sick, take them to your doctor to get their own medications. And that is why you see they say, put this medication out of the reach of children. There's a reason why they label it in there. And also, do not take your medication without food. Follow your doctor's instructions at all times when taking those medications. So I've given you guys a word for the nice. So let's now answer some few questions here. All right. Do you have any other question before I start answering the question? Well, 5 questions to answer here. Do we have any other question here? Okay, let's answer this question. I've answered this question before on my intro, but somebody asked me, what does it mean to be insulin sensitivity? I've answered this question in the beginning of the program. What does it mean to be insulin sensitivity? I believe you guys know the answer. Insulin sensitivity is the opposite of insulin resistance. Okay? When your cells of your or the tissues of your muscles or your body in general is not accessing excess glucose, it's called insulin resistance. It means your body is resisting insulin. Now, the insulin sensitivity is the opposite of it. It is when the cells and tissues of your body is now responsive to insulin, they become insulin sensitivity. So that means your body doesn't have any issue accessing the excess glucose that the insulin is bringing to them. It means your body is responsive to insulin. Okay, remember insulin is an important hormone that regulates the amount of sugar levels in your bloodstreams. And when your body is responsive to the hormone, it's referred to as insulin sensitivity. It means the cells and tissues of your muscle are accessing the excess glucose floating in your bloodstreams. Then when the excess glucose floating in your bloodstreams is not being accessed by the cells and tissues of your muscle, is what we call insulin resistance. Capish? All right. I've answered that question. Let's go to number 2 questions. Let me see. So that is what I just explained now on what is insulin sensitivity. Okay. So let's go to number 2 question. Number 2 question says, what are the symptoms of being insulin sensitive? What are the symptoms of being insulin sensitive? So now, insulin sensitivity, as I've explained in the first question, you guys know the answer is when your cells and tissues of your muscles or your body is responsive to the hormone called insulin. So your cells are accessing excess glucose in your bloodstreams. It becomes responsive to insulin. Then what is the symptoms of insulin sensitivity? Now, when your body is resistant to insulin, your body starts having that symptoms. That means if your cells and tissues of your body are not having access to the excess glucose in your bloodstreams, what happens? You start having an elevation in your blood sugar levels. So what are the symptoms of being insulin sensitive? Okay, the symptoms is that your body is responsive to the excess glucose in your bloodstream so that your cells of the body is accessing them. But when the cells of the tissue of the body is not accessing those excess glucose due to the insulin resistance, then you have an elevation in your bloodstreams that become a symptom. That means your body is resisting insulin. Now the sugar levels are piling up in your bloodstreams. Okay? And when that happens, that is going to lead you to have those complications of diabetes. So you got to be very tricky. For instance, if they ask you this question in exam, okay, what is the symptoms of insulin sensitivity? There's a trick in this answer. They are indirectly asking you, what is the symptoms of insulin resistance? So when you see this question in an exam, they ask you, what are the symptoms of insulin sensitivity? Don't rush to answer it. You have to first understand the question. They are indirectly asking you, what is the symptoms of insulin resistance? Because why did I say so? Insulin sensitivity does not have any symptoms. In the first place, insulin sensitivity does not have any symptoms. Why? Because already the cells of your body are having access to the glucose. It's responding to insulin. So once your body is responding to insulin, it doesn't come with any symptom because there's no any elevation in your blood sugar levels. So indirectly, they are asking you, what is the symptoms of insulin resistance? Because if they know, if they ask you that question, you'll be able to know. So if you are clever enough, you say, no, wait a minute. Insulin sensitivity does not come with any symptom because, first of all, if I'm insulin sensitive, it means my body is responding to insulin. There is no any elevation in my blood sugar level. I have a normal sugar range level. Everything is working out fine. So there will be no insulin. There's no symptoms. I only have a symptoms only when I'm having insulin resistance because my cells is not accessing the excess glucose in floating in the bloodstream. So the sugar keep piling up. So you got to be very smart to answer this question. They are indirectly asking you, what is the symptoms of insulin resistance? Not because insulin sensitivity does not have any symptom because your body is accessing glucose. Okay, so sometimes when they ask a question, you got to don't rush into it. First of all, interpret it in your brain to know what they're asking of you. So, and I can believe whoever has sent me this question is a medical doctor that sent me this question. I'm trying to figure out because I couldn't find. I'm looking at the profile picture. It doesn't have a profile picture. I can bet whoever has sent this question is trying to test my intelligence. It's going to be a medical doctor or somebody in the medical field that sent this question because I'm looking at the profile. It does not come with any picture. Yeah, I'm sure. Because I'm looking at it. The people that sent me that question is because sometimes I do have some medical following me. So sometimes they send you tricky questions and they want to see if you're gonna. So you gotta be very smart. You see that beep? I told you I'm right. I told you that I'm right. That it's gonna be a medical doctor that sent me this question. Let me see what it says. What did I tell you? You see it? You see that beep? You say I'm right. You see that beep? So sometimes I have some people, they are medical field, also following my page. So they want to, sometimes it will be creepy to know if you are teaching the right thing. Sometimes Facebook is going to send people to test your page to see if you are, because sometimes they monitor your page and see if you are passing the right information. If they see that you are passing the wrong, they'll flag your page and close it down. So sometimes Facebook are going to send some people to test and follow you to see before they start recommending your page to a wider audience. And I told you that the person that sent me this question is a medical, and that's the person just respond now and say yes, that I'm right and I got the answer. So sometimes you got to think smart, because when I look at that question, what is the symptom of insulin resistance? I say, what this person trying? Is he trying to play on my intelligence or what? And I know that it's indirectly asking me what is the symptoms of insulin resistance, because in the first place, if you are insulin sensitivity, it doesn't come any symptom because your body is functioning properly. So friend, welcome to my page. Thank you for testing my intelligence. All right, so let's go to the next question. Let me see who is good morning, Julie. What are the factors to consider before administering insulin daily, please? All right. All right, what are the factors? What are the factors to be considered before administering insulin daily, please? Okay. This is another. Yetunde, are you a medical doctor? Because now you are trying to test my intelligence. Pardon, you're welcome. I think Yetunde is Yetunde, they send you. It's like Yetunde is a medical doctor. Want to try me again? Okay, let's answer your question. Yetunde, are you a medical doctor? Because this one here, who can answer that question for me? Yetunde is asking a brilliant question, a medical question. Who can answer that question for me? Julie, how are you? You're welcome. What are the factors to be considered before administering insulin daily, please? I need somebody to help me answer that question before I go in. Okay. All right. I need somebody. Julie, can you help me answer that question? Dennis, can you help me answer that question? Who can? Pelon, can you help me answer that question? Somebody is putting me at the spot so I can get from you and answer that question. She's asking, Yetunde is asking, what are the factors to be considered before administering insulin daily, please? I need help before I answer that question. Pelon, Julie, Dennis. Okay. So I'm waiting for Pelon to help me out here. What are the factors to consider before? It's a one-word question. It's one word answer. Where are all my friends here? Nobody wants to answer that question. Julie, Diane, where are you? Dennis, go ahead. What are the factors to consider before administering insulin? I need somebody to help me here before I fail. Somebody must. Wow. All right. Let's answer the question since everybody has denied me. I feel everybody has denied me. Let's answer that question. Okay, now to answer. To answer that question, okay. First of all, she says, Yetunde is asking what are the factors to be considered before administering insulin? Okay. All right. Now, let's answer the question. Let's go straight to the point. What are the factors to be considered before administering insulin daily use? First of all, you have to identify what type of diabetes you have, type 1 or type 2. Now, let's remove type 2 out of the way because type 2, you are dealing with hypoglycemia. Type 1, you're dealing with fluctuation in your blood sugar levels. Most of the time, your sugar level is dropping. So you need insulin to boost your sugar level up all the time. Okay? That's one. Then two. Denise says you should test your insulin first. I'm saying, okay, thank you for contributing. So as I said, you have to identify what type of diabetics you are. As if it's type 1 or type 2. Type 2, get it out of the way, because you don't depend on insulin of type 2. On a rare cases, that is one, but most of the time it's type 1 that you are insulin dependent on type 1, because type 1, most of the time there's a fluctuation in your sugar level all the time. So you depend on insulin to keep it up. That is one. Two, you also have to identify how do you want to administer your insulin. Is it through pump or injection? So you have to choose one method. Which one is more effective? Your status of your diabetes will depend. Either you have to inject or you have to pump. Each of these ways have their own different determinations to use, injection or pumping. So once you're able to find which one you want to go, am I going to go through injection or through pumping? You have to establish that one and choose one. Then you come to the factors you have to. Now, timing is very important. Timing is very important. The timing of the injection depends on your blood glucose levels, food consumptions, exercise, and then the type of insulin. These are the factors you have to consider. Timing. So once we're able to identify this patient is type 1 diabetes, not type 2 diabetes, because there's a fluctuation of the sugar level all the time. Okay, it's okay. You are insulin dependent. Then how do we administer that insulin? Is it through pump or through injection? Each of these methods have its own rules to follow. Once we establish pump or injection, say for instance, let's choose injection. Okay, let's choose injection. When you choose injection, timing is the key. If you cannot establish the timing, key to injecting insulin is timing. One, timing, very, very key and very, very important. The timing of the injection depends on 4 things: the blood glucose level, the food consumptions, exercise, and then the type of insulin used. These are the key factors if we are going to go through injection. Variable insulin action, e.g. onset or peak, and then on-site duration also matters a lot. Okay, is it on-site? Where do you go and get your insulin? Is it on-site? Are you going to go to a specific clinic to get your insulin? All right, or on a peak time? Everything depends. That one depends on your glucose levels, and then the duration. For how long will you take it? Duration matters. There are some insulin that kicks in after 2 hours. There are some insulin that kick in within 20 minutes. There are some the ones that kick in a shorter period of time has a shorter duration of time. Say for instance, if you take an insulin that kicks in within 15 minutes of insulin, maybe it's going to last less than 1 hour, and then you have to inject yourself again. Now, if you take insulin that kicks in after 2 hours of injecting it, those ones might last 24 hours to 40 hours before injecting another one. So the duration of the insulin, the peak and the onset also comes into considerations. Okay, so you have to consider all those things. Then we have the rapid acting insulin and rapid acting insulin, or the fast acting insulin, or the intermediate acting insulin. All those things comes into play if you are going to go with injection, either before meal or after meal. So Yetunde, that is my answer to you. If I fail, I want to know if I fail or pass. Okay. So if I pass or fail, let me know. Thank you, Dennis, for your contribution to your question. Now, any other question before I go to the next question? Now let's go. Which question am I answering here? Okay, let's go to. I have 2 more questions to deal with here. Yetunde, I'm waiting for your pass mark. The next question here is. This is the next question. Is insulin sensitivity good or bad? %. You want to make me feel good, right? Okay, no problem. All right, no problem. Okay, let's answer this question. Is insulin good or bad? Is insulin good or bad? Oh. Now, is insulin sensitivity good or bad? You guys can answer this question. This one, I know all of you can answer this question. All right. Now, insulin sensitivity is good. Insulin resistance is bad. Because when you have insulin sensitivity, it means, okay, your cells are responding to insulin in a healthier way. It means they are assessing the excess glucose floating in your bloodstreams very well, so they don't cause you damages in your system. It is bad when it becomes a resistance, because when you have insulin resistance, it means the cells and tissues of your muscles are not responding to insulin. So what happens? Your sugar level keep building up in your bloodstreams, and when those excess sugar is building up your bloodstream, that is when they become detrimental, bad to your health. That is when they are attacking your organs, your liver, your kidney, and damaging all your nerves, because they are not supposed to be building up in your bloodstreams or floating around. They're supposed to enter the cells of the tissues of your body and then use them as an excess fuel, as a glucose, as an energy that your body requires. But when they are floating on your bloodstreams, keep building up, it becomes insulin resistant, because the cells or tissues of your muscle are not having access to that excess glucose. So insulin sensitivity is good. Insulin resistance is bad. Simple and short. All right. So let's go to the last question. Let's go to the last question. Another question. Let me see. This one, send it on my WhatsApp. Let me see what. Another question on my WhatsApp. What I'm going to answer you guys on my WhatsApp is your. All right, I'm going to answer it. Okay. Those that are sending me questions on my WhatsApp are the members, full paying. Those are full paying members. Okay. I have a paid member. If you want to belong to a member, then you got to pay every month to be a member, where you have more access to me apart from the page. You can have access to my WhatsApp, my email. You can consult me. You can call me directly if you have any questions. So those are paying members. Okay, so that's why they're able to have access to my WhatsApp. Okay, 24 hours. They can call me anytime. I'll give them more time in discussing their situations. Those are for the paying members. So anybody who, that's, I don't want to float with it. I have paid members who have access to my WhatsApp, private WhatsApp, to ask questions, and I'm going to deal with their questions personally when I'm off the line, right? But I do have their permission. I do have their permission if I want to share their questions online. So why am I suddenly sensitive to insulin? Okay. Why all of a sudden you are not more resistant to insulin? Remember, insulin resistance is bad, but insulin sensitivity is good. So why all of a sudden I'm being sensitive to insulin? Simple answer: you are doing the right work. You are doing the right work. You are following doctor's instructions. You are making your lifestyle changes. You are eating the right food. You are counting your carbs. Okay. You are being disciplined. You are exercising. You are cautious of what you eat. Your no is your no. Your yes is your yes. Nobody can force you to eat more than what you don't want to eat. And you are practicing your portion control. So all in all, your lifestyle changes are meeting up the target. So all of a sudden, you develop insulin sensitivity. And then all of a sudden, you are no more having complications. All those complications disappear. All right. So that is why all of a sudden, so once you start being insulin sensitive, it means you are on the right track. Your lifestyle changes are working, and you keep it up that way. That is it. Okay. So that is the questions. That is the questions, 5 questions I have here. All right. So, friends, I'm going to let you guys go now. Okay, I've spent 2 hours. I told you guys I'm going to spend 2 hours here because I have a game I'm going to watch in the next 30 minutes. So nothing is going to keep me online here for the next. So I only have about 10 minutes more to go. So if you guys have any question, 10 minutes from now to get off the line, and then allow you guys to enjoy your Sunday afternoon. So do you guys, the floor is open now for anybody who wants to ask their question. We have 10 minutes more to spend. So the floor is open now to ask your question. All right. For those that want to ask their question, you are free to ask your question now. We go to comment section. I'm waiting for question. I'm waiting for question. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm not going to be live tomorrow until Tuesday. So I'm letting you guys know. Those I know you guys wait for me for Monday. So I'm letting you guys know Monday, tomorrow, I will not be live until Tuesday. So Tuesday, as usual, we're going to have our program live in the, I'm always live 3 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. my time, New York time, 3 p.m. New York time. So you're going to find out what time is going to be in your country. So, so Monday, I'm not going to be live until Tuesday, 3 p.m. New York time. So you're going to find out what time is going to be in your local country to join the program. Okay, so do you guys have any question? We have 10 minutes more to go. 10 minutes more to go. So I'm going to be here looking at you guys. If my 10 minutes is up, I'll say to you guys, bye-bye. Lucindo, do you have more questions to close up for the day? All right. Since no question now, let me let you guys to go since there's no question. So Juma, I believe you're going to do what I asked you to do. Take seriously, take your medication seriously. For now, make sure your cholesterol is down, your blood sugar level is down. Exercise frequently so they don't get any heart attack or stroke. Okay, for now, leave your Ramadan for now. Okay, I know it's your religion, I respect it, but for now, your health is more important than your religion. Okay, so do what you have to do to get healthier, and then next year you can do a good Ramadan. Okay, if you are not even sure whether you're going to be alive to finish that Ramadan or even be alive next year. So if you are not taking care of your health now, how are you going to show you're going to be alive next year to do Ramadan? So for now, your health comes first. Okay, get your cholesterol level down, your blood glucose level down. Okay, exercise and eat healthy. All right, so Dennis, you're welcome. So friends, I'm going to let you guys go now. Enjoy your Sundays, and then we're going to meet on Tuesday. I said Monday, I'm not going to be. Mondays are usually my busy days at work. So Tuesday, 3 p.m. New York time, I'm going to be live with you guys on Tuesday. All right. So in the absence of any other question, let me see what Yetunde says. Are there any long-term side effects of insulin? Yes. Too much of insulin in your body is bad. Anything that is good has disadvantage. The same way sugar. If you have too much sugar in your bloodstream, it causes you a problem. You have to make sure that your sugar level remain normal. The same thing applies to insulin. Too much of insulin in your system is very, 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 very bad. We're going to discuss. In fact, thank you very much. Yetunde, I'm going to write this thing down. I'm going to discuss. Just hold on. I'm going to put it down. That's going to be my next. That's going to be my next topic. The effects, long-term effects. Let me write it. Remember, so I can remember it. Long-term effects of too much of excess insulin. I promise you, I'm going to deal with this topic. You give me a nice topic to discuss. Long-term effect of excess insulin in the body. Yeah, this is a long topic. I'm not going to go into it now, but yes, the simple answer, yes, excess insulin in your body is bad. The way excess glucose in your body is bad. The next live video is going to be this topic. I promise it. So that I'm not going to forget. Yes, you are right. Any excess insulin in your system is bad. You don't need to have excess insulin in your system. It's going to cause you another health hazard. I'm going to do a topic on this. We're going to discuss it in details to know the excess insulin in your system. All right? I promise to do that. So, I'm going to do that topic next weekend. Saturday, precisely Saturday next weekend. So have a date. Mark your date. Saturday next weekend is on the 12th of April. That's what we are going to discuss. Too much excess insulin in your system. So write it in your diary. Make sure you are around. April 12th, the topic we're going to discuss is what Yetunde asks now. What is the disadvantage of having too much insulin in your system? April 12th, that's going to be the topic. All right. Okay. So friends, I'm going to let you guys go now. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your evening or afternoon or morning, depending on your locations. And then remember, Monday, no live video, no live session until Tuesday, 3 p.m. New York time. We're going to meet. Okay. So looking forward to meet you guys on Tuesday. All right. Stay blessed. And then I say bye-bye to all of you. Okay.